So I decided to call my project the Ziggy Protest Project. When I first heard that we could do a project on literally anything we wanted at all, I thought, this has to be too good to be true. This has to be something out of a dream, actually being able to do a project on something I find interesting. And my first thought, and if you know me or have ever talked to me, you can probably guess this, was, how can I bring David Bowie into this project? So once I had that part figured out, it was pretty easy. There were a million avenues I could take from there. I could do something about music. I could do something about acting, something about fashion. Honestly, I could probably do an entire project just on his hair. But instead of that, I decided to do something that held a little bit more meaning. I decided to make art based on social inequality and David Bowie's influence on society. And I called it the Ziggy, as in Ziggy Stardust, Protest Project. David Bowie had a very large influence in society. He fought against gender norms and he fought for LGBTQ rights. He spoke up against racism in the music industry on MTV in the 80s. And when he wasn't influencing issues, he was influencing society and culture with his music, his fashion, and his acting. But all this goes to say that this project could take me literally anywhere. Now, one issue that I faced was making this quantity of art in such a short amount of time. If you've ever made art, then you know it takes kind of a long time to do. So instead of just me making the art by myself, I decided to reach out to people on Tumblr and Instagram to see if they would be interested in making art for this project. And with my admittedly meager following, I got 4 people from 4 different states to make art for my project. That had issues in itself with miscommunications and with getting the art and reminding people of the deadline. It was just very difficult to work with people when they live halfway across the country. So in the end, I did end up with 5 different works of art from 4 people, and I myself made 5 works of art. Another issue I faced was, how am I going to have people see this work of art that I've made? So instead of having a traditional gallery or showing, I decided that I was going to make an Instagram account. And it seems to be doing pretty well. In the first 3 days, which is when I took this picture, it got over 100 followers, which, since it's technically related to school, is kind of a lot, I guess. But I think that maybe this project could become something more than just a school project. Another issue that I faced was making the art itself. I'll admit, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, at least when it comes to my art. It's just, I can't let people see it unless it's absolutely perfect. So instead of this discouraging me, it actually encouraged me to develop my art skills. During class, I did more technical aspects of my project, such as researching David Bowie's influence or researching examples of protest art to inspire my art. Overall, I really did love this project. It's definitely better than a conventional paper or test. It influenced my personal beliefs, and it developed my skills as an artist and in networking. It helped me to actually love David Bowie more, which I didn't think was possible. But I definitely think it was a success. Would I do it again? Definitely. And yes, I think that overall my Genius Hour was a success. And as David Bowie once famously said, I don't know where I'm going from here, but I promise it won't be boring. Thank you.